Awesome. So everyone give a warm welcome. This is Natalie, and she's here with us as our guest speaker. And she has been with Epicure for just over a year. Would it be 16, 17 months now or so? 18 maybe?
Yes.
And
Yeah, I joined February 1st, 2020.
wow, just little did you know, we were just about to experience what we've all been through in the last number of months, a year together. And she's at the senior director level. And she is, I was teasing her earlier in the week while we were training and planning for this, but I said, you know, you're my current Epicure crush. I just love following her. We've been had the joy of working together over the last number of months on the Epic School. And so got to know her through there and watched her speak at our conference, which I know most of you were able to tune into as well. And just, I find your story so inspiring, and it's just great for folks to see a variety of, you know, we had some speakers a couple months ago to talk about how not everyone's path is different, is the same. And, you know, sometimes for some of us, it takes a while, and then we can use your story just to see that sometimes you just dive right in and things fall in place and you work hard. So yeah, we're excited to have you here tonight to share a little bit of your brilliance and experience.
I am super excited to be here, and I am just really excited to share. I will tell you, when Charlotte said, can you come tonight on Sundays? I generally don't work on Sundays, so I'm literally in my t-shirt and messy bun today. And we've just been outside as a family enjoying the sunshine today. And I'll probably get to that a little bit later in the chat. But I think that's super important. And I will talk about time later, but it is really important to have business hours. If you don't, make sure you do. And my team knows my business hours. Everyone that I'm involved with knows my business hours, and my family knows them too, which is super important. And so I generally don't work Friday nights, all day Saturdays, and all day Sundays. And I wouldn't say I completely shut off my business on those days, but I don't do any regular things. Like, I don't sit at my desk very often. I don't scroll Facebook and check my posts. I might, if my family has an amazing meal, I'll post that in my customer group, and I'll like check my messages here and there just to make sure there's no emergencies, but generally there aren't any emergencies. And when you let people know your business hours, it really helps you to then have that time away that you can recharge and come back excited. And so Mondays and Tuesdays are like my hustle days, because I've had that time to recharge over the weekend. When I start on Monday morning, my family knows, like, don't interrupt. I'm at my computer Monday morning straight through. Sometimes I don't leave and get up to even eat lunch, and it's around 6 o'clock when I stand up. And Tuesdays I work all day as well. And Tuesday nights is my team training night. And generally I say that's like my only night of the week that I put time in, and all the rest of the time I work during the day. And I love that about our businesses, is that we get to be flexible and make our own hours and make what works best for us. And it's really important that you have that time, like I said, to recharge, but also so that you show people that are joining you that this truly is a flexible business, and it truly is something that you can work around your schedule and your time. And I have 2 young kids, they're 4 and 7. And so I want to be there for them when they need me and when they're awake and excited. And so I just want to make sure that my time is always used valuably too. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about my story. And also I'm going to give you lots of little challenges and homework. I said to Charlotte, is that okay? Because I love challenges. I love goal setting. So if you have a notebook, be sure it's close by and handy. And to start, I'll tell you a little bit about my story. So I joined Epicure February 1st. I had come from another direct sales company, and I had known around that time that I was looking for something else. I did a lot of research before joining Epicure. I looked into pretty much every single direct sales company there was because I wanted to make sure that I loved the products, but also that the business made sense too. So I wanted to make sure that the fast start was amazing, the compensation plan was amazing, and by the time I had done all my research, I always joke with my upline, I spoke to her about 7 times. So remember that you might have a person that literally reaches out to you and you reach out to them and you keep that follow-up going. And it could take 7 times for them to join. And I generally, on average, like the leaders that I ask, the leaders on my team, usually it took me 5 times of asking them before they joined. So never feel like when someone says no, it's a no forever. It's usually a no for like not right now. And so make sure that whether you have like a fancy spreadsheet or just like a notebook, one of these tabs is sponsoring. And I literally just keep track of the people that I talk to, and I make sure that I'm always reaching back out and finding a reason to reach back out. So like generally what I'll do is I've got my notebook of sponsoring, and anytime there's a new thing that comes up, like a new season, a new incentive, a new promotion, it gives me a reason to reach back out and have that conversation. And so my upline did that with me 7 times. and then I finally took the plunge to join, and oh my goodness, am I ever glad I did. It's just been a whirlwind ever since. And sponsoring, and I think a lot of you have seen my story at conference. So in my fast start period, I sponsored 18 people, which is a lot. It's a lot to bring on all at once. And I continue to sponsor. That's definitely where you're going to see the growth, is in sponsoring. So you want to make sure that that's always at the forefront of all of your conversations. Now, it doesn't mean that every time you start chatting with someone, it's like, hey, do you want to join my team? There's a lot that goes into it in terms of the starting and the process and how you get to that stage of even asking. So I want to start by talking about my why, because I think it's really important, and I'm sure you've all at some point heard someone say that they have, what's your epicure why? Or, and how many people, I mean, I can't see you at the moment. I'm going to see you in 1 second. I'm going to bring you up on my computer. But show of hands, how many people have a why? And you know what your why is? Okay, that's amazing. There's lots of people that know. Okay, my next question is, does your why either give you like a little choke up in your throat, or does it make you a little bit teary? Can I see a show of hands if that happens? Okay, so I'm going to tell you that if your why didn't give you a little choke up and didn't make you a little teary, then I'm going to say dig deep. Like keep digging deeper and keep asking yourself why. They actually say that you should ask yourself why 5 times until you get to the deepest part of your why. And so for me, when someone says to me, what's your epicure why? I'll say my family. And that's like a super easy answer, right? Just to say my family's my why. And then I have a little picture of my kids in front of me. So, but really when I get to my deep, deep why, it comes because of the epicure comp plan. Okay, so have all of you looked at the comp plan and seen those beautiful colors, the green, blue, and the purple, and all of those columns? So have you dreamt about those purple columns? Have you seen what's the potential there of those purple columns? Oh, Charlotte's bringing it up. Okay, perfect. I love that comp plan so much. I love how colorful it is. I love how much information is on there. And then just the fact that there is so much potential. So when you have someone that's looking to join your team, you're focused on that green area and all of that amazingness in that middle row that's talking about fast start bonuses and all this potential that they could have in joining you. And then there's those middle levels that are more getting into leadership, like the leader and senior leader. And then there's the purple area. And so in that purple area, I don't know if you noticed, but every level, once you get to executive consultant and higher, has a comp plan bonus. So that's like the one-time rank advancement bonus that you get when you first promote to that level. And then underneath that, there's that monthly compensation. And that happens in the top 3 levels at senior director, executive director, and global director. And if you're in Canada, at senior director, that's $500 a month that you can earn on top of everything else, on top of your rank advancements, your matching bonuses, your commission, all of that. At executive director, it's $1,000 a month. And at global director, it's $1,500 a month. So when I looked at the comp plan and I saw those top 3 levels, the monthly compensation plan bonus stuck out to me. And I'll tell you why. So I have 2 girls, they're 7 and 4. And my oldest, when she went to school for the first time in junior kindergarten, she was this super amazing, beautiful, confident, fun little spunky girl. She was timid. She definitely had like this shy side. She needed to get to know people. But she was like just excited to go and excited to meet new friends. Well, we noticed like as those first few weeks started to go on, she started to get really upset. She was coming home and crying. Over time, she started to wet the bed. She started to have accidents. She came home crying all the time. And I would start to talk to her and say like, Avery, I don't understand, like what's going on at school? And it would take me so long to get to the bottom of what was happening. And she just could not handle, there was a couple of boys in her class and girls as well that were bullying her. And she also couldn't handle the structure of the class. It was chaotic. There was like so many kids that I think when she started, there were 30 kids in the class. It was loud all day long. There was no structure. It was completely crazy. So it was like breaking my mama's heart, like thinking that I'm seeing this girl go from being so excited to be at school to now suddenly being like I could see her confidence just going like down and down. And I've like seen all these studies about a girl's confidence peaks at age 9. And I was like, I don't want this to happen to my girl. And so my husband and I made the tough decision to put her in private school. And it's this cute little school in our town that promotes and fosters kindness. They have this cute little kindness club. They just are like the teachers at small classes and it's super focused. And anyways, it's about $1,000 a month to like $1,500 a month for the 2 girls to go. For the 1 girl, it's about $750, and now my 2 girls. And so when I saw the comp plan bonus, I was like, oh my goodness, executive director pays for their school. And so that was it. Like that was my why, is I never want to see my daughters in that position again. And not saying like another like school wouldn't do that, but I love where they are and I want that opportunity for them. And so I need to get to executive director, and then their school will be covered and everything else will be for our family. And that's my why. And every day it's so strong that when I wake up in the morning, I'm ready to go every single day. And so I hope for you that you will find a why that's so strong that it's going to push you to get to that level, no matter what it takes to get there. I also have a Post-it note on my computer. This is my husband and I have a mortgage plan. So how often we would like to double up our payments and where we'd like to be in terms of getting our mortgage paid off. And I have this sticky note on my computer too. And so whatever you need to put in front of you to motivate you to know that what you're doing is helping your family and helping you personally, and it's going to get you there, do it. Put Post-it notes everywhere, put pictures on your desk, and make sure you've got that strong why. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my computer here, and I'm also going to bring up my phone. I have some notes on my phone, all the technology around me. Okay, so you've got your strong why. I'm going to ask you if you can make a little grid for me, like a tic-tac-toe grid with like 9 squares. And in the middle square, if you can write your why. I forget, how much time do we have, Charlotte? Because I could talk forever.
Well, so every time we come, we say, depending on the week, it'll either be half an hour to upwards of an hour. So forever, however long you want to talk, like we'll just soak it up. I'm going to speak for
Okay.
I could listen to you all day. If at any point anyone has to leave, feel free to just jump off. So we just go with the flow.
Okay, perfect.
Really.
Perfect, because I'll keep going. Okay, so you've got your tic-tac-toe board and you've got your why in the middle. Okay, so my next question is, how many of you have a word of the year? Like a word that propels you, that you say, okay, this is the word. You know, a lot of people do it like January 1st. They come up with this word that's going to be the word that keeps them going through the year. Does anyone have one? No? Okay, I'll share. I can't see ever. Do you see, Charlotte, do you see hands
I'm not. No. Does anyone put your hand up if you do?
or chat?
Hmm. Nope. That's okay though.
No? Okay. I will tell you my word. I'm gonna, I'm just kidding. Okay, I left that one. I'm now here. Perfect. Okay, so my word this year for 2021 is abundance. And it was because I just really 2020 was a hard year for everybody. It was super crazy, everything that happened in 2020. And I just wanted to fill my life with abundance in 2021. I was so excited about my Epicure business over the past year. And so everything around me, I just want it to be abundant, abundant blessings for everybody. So I would love if you come up with a word, put it to the left of your Y on your tic-tac-toe board. So that will be the word that you have for the year. And if you, so for this idea, we're going to go through this fairly quickly, so we're not here for hours and hours. So if you don't know, just write 2021 word there, and then you can come up with that later, what it is. Now to the right of your Y, I would love for you to just put like the top words that come to your mind in terms of what your words to live by are. So this is different than your 2021 word, like the word that's going to encompass your year, but your words to live by, like, do you want to wake each day with a grateful heart? Is that, one of your words? Is your family a big part of your words to live by? Or what are those motivational words? Maybe it's a quote or a song. Maybe you have like a dance song that you put on. Oh, Marsha, I love that you're getting a pineapple drink. Yeah, so definitely, this is so fun. Cheers. Definitely think about those words to live by. Maybe we can put some words to live by in the chat, like whatever you have in terms of those words that help you to keep going. If you've got a song you play to get you riled up in the morning and excited. Oh, service, gratitude. Oh my goodness, I love this all so much already. I already know by those first two words that I love you guys. Sharing, breathe, something you have to fall. Sometimes you have to fall before you can fly. Oh, I love that. Mindset. Oh my goodness, these are all amazing. Okay, so these are going to be those words on the right of your Y. So does everybody, show of hands, do you know the comp plan? Do you understand it? Do you love it? The Epicure comp plan? Okay. So I would love for you in the bottom left corner to write what your big yearly goal is. So like at the end of this year, where do you see yourself on that comp plan?
What corner did you say?
The bottom left. And then we're just going to take it back one step further. And what is your seasonal goal? So is your seasonal goal different? So we've got this new catalog. It's so beautiful. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna hold it up. It's so beautiful. What's your seasonal goal? Where do you hope that this catalog is gonna take you? So your yearly goal may be the same as your seasonal goal, or you may say, you know what, my yearly goal is 2 levels away or 3 levels away, and my seasonal goal is I'm gonna get up 1 or 2 levels this season. Okay, we're jumping around on the squares. So the top middle square, I would love for you to write there, what are your incentive goals, your bonus goals? So do you all want to earn the trip? Is that one of your goals? Are you like dreaming about Mexico? I totally am. So you'd want to write Mexico there in that top middle if that's on your goal list. Take me to the beach, Zoe said. That's amazing. Marsha's on the beach with her pineapple drink. I love it. And bonus goals. So this is crazy. I'm going to tell you what you want to do for your bonus goals is take some time after the call, and you've just written out what your yearly goal and your seasonal goal is. Take some time after the call and go through the comp plan and write down bonus goals, because you just said what your goal is to get to this year. Now go through the comp plan and really look at it. It will be mind-blowing, because I'm going to give you an example. So let's say, who has an example? What's your yearly goal? Someone have an example of a yearly goal of director or senior leader? I see. Senior consultant, executive consultant. Marcia says senior director. Samantha says senior leader. Awesome. Okay. So Marcia, tell me where you are right now. What's your title right now?
I just promoted last month to senior leader.
Amazing.
And it's my seasonal goal to be director.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to call Cheryl out here right now. She's been hustling really hard and working very, very hard, like eyes down, and she's got a goal. So because we have a goal together, hand in hand. And I never really thought that this would even be a goal of mine. I just kind of blew my mind when I became senior consultant, and I had no idea how it happened until it did. And but as I've seen my beautiful team grow, and I've gotten so excited about all their growth, that I've started to look at that purple and went, wow, that's not just for other people. That could be for me. That could be for other people on my team.
I love that.
So when you were talking about your year goal, that's when I started, and Shara always says, shoot for the goal that makes you want to throw up. And so, so when I thought about senior director, that kind of made me a little sick. And I knew that that was something that was worth shooting for, because it's not comfortable. It's outside. What makes you comfortable is what you'll really start to go.
Yeah.
So thanks, Sharon.
I love that. I love the pick the goal that makes you want to throw up. I've never heard that before, and I love it so much.
That's what I said, but I like where she took it.
Okay, I am going to just share my screen for 1 second, and I'm going to use Marcia as an example here when it comes to the bonuses. So Marcia, you're currently a senior leader, and is Cheryl in her fast start?
No, Cheryl is just outside of her fast start.
Okay, so she would still get $300. Is that correct? Am I right?
Sure. Yeah. Ruby Hindi is also on this call, and she's still in her fast start.
So Cheryl would still get the $500 here for promoting to leader, and you would get $1,000 for promoting to director. And so just when you go to do your bonuses in that square, what you want to make sure is that you're not only putting the bonuses that you're going to be getting for rank advancing for the first time, but also the matching bonuses you're going to get from your team member promoting. And so that can really add up when you start looking. Okay, so Marcia, you said you want to go up to senior director, so that's $3,500 in your own bonuses. But to get there, you're also going to promote 1 or 2 leaders and get another $500 for promoting them, and perhaps another $500 for another leader. So it's actually $4,500 in bonuses that you're up against, and that's just with that small promotion, or sorry, those are really big promotions, those big promotions, but not counting the smaller promotions that could happen if you have team members that go from senior consultant and VIP consultant and executive consultant. And that's when it all starts just layering on top of each other. And if you saw my conference presentation, that's when that was like my mind-blowing number of like, I still don't even believe it, that there was I think it was $27,000 in bonuses in my fast start. Which is crazy. And that was just all layering on top of each other. So when you sit down and look at your bonuses, make sure you're not only looking at your big bonus that you're going after for yourself, but also all of those matching bonuses that add up along the time. So make sure you're doing that too.
And before you go on, I was just thinking
Yeah.
about this. Like, to me, Epicure's been what I've been choosing as a career for almost 7 years now. And I didn't have a long time in like the professional work world. Like, I graduated, had a baby, like I only worked for 1 year, like in the real world, right? So I forget, to me, every year it's been like, oh, you make $20,000 the next year. The next year you make another $50,000. Like, to me, that's been pretty normal, which is like, you forget like how long and hard and put in hours people work for like a 10-cent raise, a 25-cent raise, like a $500 bonus. Like, once you start promoting leaders, like it's, 500 again, 500 again, which, don't get me wrong, that never gets old, but
It never does.
get how long and hard people have to work, like in the quote unquote, like in the grind of the real world, to get a $500 bonus, let alone a $20,000 jump every year,
It is crazy. It's crazy how it can happen so easily with Epicure, and you wouldn't even think of it if you weren't really thinking about all of those opportunities to layer.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got all of that. You've got your words to live by. We're going to go straight down now to the bottom middle, and we're going to talk again. You had your why, but now your family or personal goal is in the bottom middle. So maybe it's to pay off credit card debt. Maybe you've got like a lot of credit card debt and you want to put that there. Maybe your family wants to buy a boat. Maybe they want to go on vacation. Maybe you just want to make enough money to pay your bills, and you're saying, you know how much your monthly budget is and you want to make X amount per month. Or maybe you want to be able to spoil your kids and you've got, some things that you want to purchase for them, and you've got that in your family or monthly goal at the bottom. So make sure you put something there that's quantifiable, like there's money attached to it, so that can help in terms of also keeping your focus of where you want to go. And it's so funny because I have to tell you, before Epicure, I was never so comfortable talking about money. I was like, really, in my previous direct selling company, they asked me to share my money, and I didn't feel comfortable until Epicure, because I see the crazy potential that's here, and I believe in it so much. And I just want this for everyone. I want everyone to experience how crazy and amazing it is.
That's
like, I never would have.
Part of our goal this year as a team is talking about money more and more and more. And sometimes I feel like, oh, this is getting awkward, because the more the higher my paycheck is, like, it kind of makes me feel like, well, maybe I should stop sharing, right? But
Yeah.
I have to keep sharing. And someone just out of the blue that's not even in the growth group this week reached out and was like, I don't comment in anything. I'm quiet all the time. I want to make as much money. Like, tell me what to do. Right? Like,
Yeah.
showing, because I just don't think, especially women, don't talk about money. Like, it's not kosher to.
I know we get nervous, or we don't, we're not sure. And like, I still have moments. I have goosebumps just thinking, like, last month my pay was over $8,000. And to think that I made over $8,000 last month, and it wasn't a crazy month. It was just like a regular month. And that to me is mind blowing. Like, the fact that my husband actually, so we're in Ontario, and I think, Charlotte, I know you're out east. I don't know where everyone is, but we're shut down right now. We've been shut down forever. And when we had to make the decision about who was going to homeschool the kids, we decided my husband would, because there's so much potential with Epicure, that he decided he would take the time off work. We make the same amount right now, but he's like, your business has way more potential. And he's like, so he wouldn't have the potential to make 8,000 in a month. He'd make 4. And so the fact that I made 8 last month, it made me so excited, because I was like, we made the right decision for me to be home. So it's just great that can be even an option. Like, I never would have thought. I'm telling you, like, when COVID happened, we didn't know what we were going to do and how we were going to pay for groceries. And to think now, like, $8,000 a month, it's incredible and like really amazing. Okay, so I'm going to tell you now, in your bottom right corner, this is just what I'm going to tell you to put in there, but I'm actually going to I'm going to actually share this right now on my screen. And I'm going to tell you that some of this I'm going to ask for you to just take away and do on your own, because we won't have the time on the call to do it. So I'll bring that over and share my screen. Okay, so here's the other squares. The bottom right is your yearly goal. So you want to really break this down and look at what your yearly goal is for your numbers. So what's your yearly goal for your own personal sales? What's your yearly goal for your team sales? And if you are a leader or higher, what's your yearly goal for your organization sales if you're higher than leader? And then in the top right, disregard the months, because we're actually going to do seasonal goals starting with May. So you're going to May, June, July, and August. So those 4 months. And that's where you're going to monthly break it down too. So you're going to have your monthly sales goal and your monthly sponsoring goal for each of those 4 months. And I can share this little squares with you, Charlotte, too, if you have a place to post it after.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
And then we're going to chat about the top left corner for a second, the income producing activities. But I really think I wanted to start tonight's call with this, because I think it's really important that you have all of this laid out, because I feel like this is the framework for our business. Like if we don't know what our why is, if we're not strong on what we need for our family or for us personally, and if we don't know where we want to go to in terms of our ultimate goal and our seasonal goal, and then that top right, the breakdown of how you're going to get there for your personal sales and your sponsoring sales, then when you wake up in the morning, it's hard to know where to start and what to do, because you can get so off course in not knowing what your goal is. I also am such a strong believer in setting those monthly goals, because you'll know from looking at the comp plan, as you move to various levels with Epicure, you have sales goals each month, and you start to have those as soon as you promote. So you want to think about, when you look at those sales goals, if you're just looking at the comp plan, then it's easy to say, that's my goal. It's my goal to get to $1,000 in sales a month, and then stop there. But if you have a goal personally to say, no, my goal is 3,000 in sales a month, and you're at 2,500, you're going to push to get that extra $500 in sales for the month, because it's your goal. And the thing I love about it is your goal is your goal. You're not competing with anyone else. I feel like one of the biggest things is like competition, and like is the thief of joy. Like really and comparing with others can really steal your joy. What you want to do is focus on your own goals and where you want to get to. And you're competing against yourself really that way, because you're looking at where do I want to be? Okay, I need to get that extra, $100, $200. And it's fun to have someone that you're doing that with too. I have a girl on my team, and her and I set our goals, and then we always check in with each other through the month. Like, where are you? Okay, did you reach yours? And then we always push each other for that last little bit near the end of the month if we haven't reached them yet. Okay, so let's chat income producing activities real quick, because that's going to be your top left. And this is what's going to help you to stay focused. And so one of my absolute favorite things, it's been my mantra since Buck said it at Senior Director Retreat, and then at conference he said it again. And he talked about how our businesses, it's not easy, but it's simple. There's just 3 things that we need to do in our business: cooking classes, sponsoring, and follow up or customer care. Just those 3 things. And you just need to do those 3 things over and over and over again. And so if you have your income producing activities, oh, you're on mute, Charlotte.
I said, guys, does that sound familiar? That's our mantra. He said it another time, like in November. So I've been pushing that since December. Like this is our team mantra for the year. It's not easy, but it's simple. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's so I feel like when he said that, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay. Just these 3 things. This is all I need to do every single day. And it makes it so easy to stay focused and to stay on task. And so if I say, okay, my cooking classes, you really want to come up with a cooking class script. So whatever that script looks like for you, you want to make sure that you have a script that you're working with, because if you think about the fact that you're doing these 3 things over and over and over again, if you have a set design script, then life's simple and you just keep doing that same thing over and over again. You can tweak it here and there as you go, but it's not like you're recreating the wheel every single time. And I use software programs to make my life so easy. So when I told you that I don't work in the evenings, you're probably like, but don't you do cooking classes? And I just use SynthShare and OneStream, and I schedule everything. And then I'm like answering people while I'm on the couch watching movies with my family and my kids. And they think I'm live and I'm not. And it's amazing. And OneStream is, even if you keep your videos under 5 minutes, it's free. So that's amazing that you can do that for your cooking classes. So I would say perfect your cooking class script. At the beginning of each season, make it a goal to develop a cooking class script that's your own, that has, you know, you might work with someone else on the team to come up with some posts together, but really make it your own. Put your own photos in it. People see when you're authentic and when it's you. If you don't feel comfortable doing videos, make sure you're grabbing some videos. Like there's great ones on Epicure Official. And you can grab some of those and infuse those into your classes too. I actually didn't do videos in my classes for like the first 8 months, maybe. I think I didn't go live in a class. I just like posted videos from other places. Now I have pre-recorded videos of myself, and I think it's much better because people get to see me. So the income producing activities, make sure you have a cooking class script that is perfected for you, I should say. The second is your follow-up. Make sure you have a follow-up system. If you haven't seen Kayla Troutman's 222 follow-up system, I love that one. It's 222 is following up 2 days, 2 weeks, and 2 months from the time someone orders. And I love that concept. She schedules everything with Gmail Scheduler. Like, that blew my mind. I didn't even know you could schedule emails with Gmail. But making sure that you're following up with people, because how many times have you like taken the time to follow up with someone and they're like, oh yeah, I would love to order. Thanks so much. Can you send me a catalog? And you're like, oh my goodness, why did I not touch base sooner, right? One tip I have for you is never, ever take an order without asking for a cooking class. Ever, ever, ever. And I shared that at conference, my story about taco seasoning versus a $1,550 class. It ended up being like my best hostess ever. She was incredible. And I tried to get her to join and she wouldn't, because of course, after you've got your cooking class in tow and booked, you want to make sure you're asking your hostess if she wants to join your team before her class. Every single time you want to make sure that you're asking your hostess. Okay, so you've got someone asking you to order. You're going to say, hey, you know what? Thanks so much for wanting to place an order. I'm sure some of your friends are looking to refill their pantry soon too. What about if I set up a link for you? And that way your friends and family can order on your link and you'll get some free stuff. So you kind of planted the seed. A lot of times people, why don't I set up a Facebook group for you? Would you like to do like a traditional online party and I can set up a Facebook group for you? Some will say yes and some will say, no, it's okay, I'll just pass the link around. And so in that case, I do want to share, and I wasn't even planning on sharing this, but it's so funny because I do have to share my Linktree with you. How many people have Linktree and use it? You do, Charlotte? Oh, good. Oh, there are a few people. Okay. I'm going to show you my Linktree in a moment. So this is what I do to people that say they don't want to do a Facebook party. I say, okay, no problem. I'm going to send you a link to send to your friends and family. And I'm going to share my screen for you right now. This takes 5 minutes to set up, by the way. So then I send them this link. And I say, okay, no problem. Here's the link to send to your friends and family. And I can send you this as well to show you. So it takes 5 minutes to set up. It's free. And it basically has order from Christine's party. It has my door prize form so that I'm getting all of their information in a survey so they're not just coming and leaving. What is Epicure? That's going to the Epicure video browsing the Epicure catalog, and a couple of meal things. And then I also have an unboxing of the Epicure kit here too. But I'll share this with Charlotte so you can go through it, so you don't have to take all of the notes now. But I've been sharing that link tree with people who don't want to have a traditional Facebook party. And I've noticed that I just had a $500 party and I just had a $350 party that's not closed yet from that. And I don't think those would be as high by just giving my cooking class link, because this way they're getting so much more. Okay, so we talked about cooking classes, we talked about booking, making sure you're asking everyone, following up. Make sure you're always going back to your past hosts at every single catalog season. And I literally go back to past hosts, even if they hosted last month. So I had someone host in April, and I had someone the same person host in May because of the new catalog. Because I asked everybody, and her party qualified, her second one. So literally ask everybody that's hosted with you before if they will book. And then sponsoring is all about relationships, for sure. So that's the third thing. When you've got your cooking class formula all set up, you've got your follow-up system in place, and then you want to talk about sponsoring. And I'll say sponsoring is all about relationships. You can have really amazing things that you do, like opportunity events. I'm sure you do them with the team. And you can also have, videos that you send them and information that you send them. But at the end of the day, someone is going to join because they trust you and because they want to work with you. And so make sure that you're creating that relationship and finding out what's in it for them. Like, really, why would they benefit from joining Epicure? And how is it going to change their life? And making sure that you're really seeing how you can help to change and empower them and change their lives. Make sure you're asking every single hostess, don't forget, if they want to join your team. I will ask a hostess multiple times too, by the way. So I asked my hostess so many different times. She said no 4 times. I never stop asking. And then the promo came out with the kit, the kit money. So that's so fun this month that our hosts can use their free product credit or their half price items to buy the kit. So definitely go back into your contacts and see everybody that has host credit still. I'm not sure if you all know how to do that, but it's super easy if you go into your contacts and you can filter by unused credits. Go and check that out and make sure you send your unused credits people a message to make sure they know that they can buy the kit with their host credits. I had someone who had said no to me 4 times previously join because of it. And she's like, it's okay, I'll join now and I'll be casual, but I'm convinced she'll be a leader one day. So you just never know. I'm just checking my notes to see if I've forgotten anything. I think I've said everything that I was going to say. There was so much in there and I was a little scattered with I'm going to send that to Charlotte so you have it, the outline, and then the 3 things, your cooking classes, your follow-up, and your sponsoring. I just wish you so much success in your businesses. I feel like I know that we talk about it all the time, and I'm sure Charlotte's talked about it, but the momentum with Epicure is so crazy. Like, I really feel like we are in the right place at the right time, and there is just so much potential, and it's easy. It really, really is. At the end of the day, it is really easy to sell Epicure because everybody eats. Everybody eats, and there's always, so many ways that we can help people. One thing that I didn't talk about, which I'll just leave you with, is that there are so many ways to love Epicure and so many reasons. And make sure you identify what yours is, and that helps to create a brand for yourself. So for me, I've got 2 young kids, and for me, it's all about 20-minute meals. I mean, the fact that Epicure is gluten-free, sodium conscious, sugar conscious, all that stuff, that's amazing. But really, at the end of the day, I need dinner on the table in 20 minutes. That's where my focus is. And so wherever you find your focus, that's what's going to resonate with your customers too, because they're going to see your authenticity and they're going to feel that coming through your posts and see that.
Well, I think it's very easy to see how much your love comes through. Like your eyes light up and your face is like a perma smile when you're talking about this stuff. And like your energy is just so positive. And I think that is like even not even what you say, but how you say it. You're just demonstrating how to draw people in and how to make them feel warm and want to be attracted to working with someone they enjoy, right? And I think that's one of the biggest things, whether it's hosting, sponsoring, just great customers who want to follow you. Like they can get Epicure from anyone, right? Epicure is all around. There's always someone you know, at least knows someone who sells it. But all of us, the people you have following you are following you because you're you, right? Like I'm the same. It's the 20-minute meals. You know, there's going to be a naked crying kid walking behind me on any number of demos. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. But I've had people stop in the grocery store. I saw you doing a video of slicing pickles on your mandolin. I'm like, I didn't even know you were in my group, but people will be drawn to you for whatever reason, right? And they're following you. And by the time you ask them to host or join or whatever, you know, you're more likely to get that yes, even if it's not the first time. I wish Larissa is the other director I run this with, and I wish she was here because I asked her to join. Had to be a million times, I swear. And I easily joined just for fun. Nobody asked me to join. I just joined. But Shirley, our upline, asked me to pursue leadership more than a dozen times, to the point where I was like, Shirley, you leave me alone and you don't ask me again. Like, leave me alone, lady. But she didn't stop, and here I am, and my life is what it is because she didn't stop. And she, you know, when you see that in a little something in someone, make sure that you know that they know it's there, because sometime you're going to ask them and you're going to change their life forever, and they're going to be here with you on a call someday.
And it just feels so good when someone comes to you. So I have a friend that I asked 5 times to join my team, and she always jokes, I think you asked to even pay for my kid at one point, because I was literally like, you need to join. You need this in your life. Please, please join me. So she finally joined. Well, she became a leader last month, 2 months ago, actually. She became a leader after being since last July. And so she missed becoming a leader in her fast start period. She was a little bit discouraged, but I kept telling her, don't be discouraged, keep pushing, because it's going to happen. And she was getting no after no after no. And in March, she had 9 people join her team. She was in the top 20 sponsoring for the whole company. And last month, her team was 3rd highest in sales of all our leaders. And it was over $20,000 in team sales in her first month as a leader. And so I feel like there's going to be that day that it's just going to click, like where all your hard work is going to pay off. And then you'll be like, you know, Charlotte and I have had, where people come to us and they thank us. And now this girl, Jen, is thanking me so much for changing her life. And I'm like, all I did was keep asking. I didn't give up. I really, really didn't give up. But she is just so grateful that now she's on this path to leadership. And she'll likely be a director by the end of this catalog season. And so that's crazy that she went from like literally 9 team members in 1 month to now almost being a director. That's and pushing month after month with 0, 0, 0. So just keep asking. Don't give up. Mm-hmm. Every no is 1 step closer to a yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which it can be really hard when you're in the trenches of the no's, but it's true. Mm-hmm. Like you just have to treat it like a job. I find too, like I have to disassociate. This is my job, not this is me, right? Mm-hmm. Like it's my job to do X, Y, and Z. If I want this to be my job and to get to stay home, you know, sounds like our pay were very similar last month, right? Like I was saying to some of the ladies, like, I can't believe I had a pretty slow month and I just made $8,000. Like I literally cannot believe that I stuck it through, because there were years I didn't think this was going to happen. And there were years I could have easily, you know, walked away. This time at the start of the pandemic last year, Matt and I were like Googling, like, I think we're going to need to apply for that mortgage thing. Like, I think I'm going to have to quit Epicure and like go work at a grocery store. I don't know what's going to happen in a pandemic. Like, you just don't know. Right. And then like what could happen if you don't give up. Like, that's the story you got to tell. Like, you got to just keep telling it. It's amazing. So yeah.
I'm excited because I feel like next time we'll all be drinking pineapple drinks together. Can I see it again, Marcia? We'll all be on the beach in Mexico drinking pineapple drinks.
Plan.
Oh, so fun.
So much. I don't know about everybody else, but I've got like pages of notes like I do every time I hear you speak. Yeah, cheers for pages. Everybody on the growth group does a once a week, just a quick check-in with me. So everybody bring your tic-tac-toe, like bring your chart that we just did, and we'll go over that in our one-on-ones this week. And just Natalee, thank you so much for taking the time. I also typically don't work on Sundays except for this every second Sunday because I love doing this. This group is my favorite piece to work with. And so it's just so fun getting new voices in there and seeing everybody just, taking notes and having aha moments. Can we just double check to make sure nobody had any questions before we're just almost at the hour mark? Was there anyone that had like any questions that had come up really quickly for Natalee before we send her off? Yeah, Jennifer.
I always love to hear different leaders wording around asking for parties, asking for hosts. I just like to hear how different people do it.
So it's funny. I would say, okay, I'm not particularly great at any one thing. I would say that the strength in my business is just being consistent at everything. I don't have like really amazing cooking classes all the time. And it's funny because I was in top in sponsoring at the gala at conference, and I'm like, I'm just consistent. Like I literally just keep asking. And so when it comes to bookings, I just ask everybody. Like I literally, my biggest tip is to ask everybody that orders, because I find that's a really easy ask. So even if they're literally going to order one thing, I ask them if they'd like to place to have a cooking class. And the way that I do that is just by saying, can I set up a link for you to order with your family and friends? And that's usually the way that I start the conversation. And then I go further to say, okay, well, now that we've got the link set up, would you like me to do a Facebook party? I can do like an online Facebook group for you, and I'll share my favorites with your family and friends. And then if they say yes, then I just say, okay, can we start that? I start my parties always on Mondays or Tuesdays. So I literally give them the next Monday or Tuesday. So if I'm talking to them on Friday, I say, okay, can we start that on Monday? Like I literally just go for the next. So I don't book parties very far in advance, which I know can be a little bit nerve-wracking. So I could literally have 5 parties in 1 week because I literally just book them for the next day. But I also have 100% success rate in terms of the parties never cancel. I've never had a party cancel because they're always so soon that they would never cancel. I literally am like, okay, your party's tomorrow. That's great. I'll send you all the details in terms of host coaching of what you do next. So make sure that you have a host coaching kind of formula that you use and what you're sending them. But yeah, I just definitely, and then I always ask every host if they're willing to join my team once they've booked the party. So I can go from someone wanting to order taco seasoning to me having a conversation about sponsoring. Like and that happens quite often because I start with the booking and then I start, okay, well, now that we're booked, I'd love to chat with you about joining my team. And then we talk about, you're going to have a lot of friends and family ordering off you. And it would just be great because they'll just need their reorders. And so when they go to reorder, I'd rather them reorder from you than from me. So let's get you set up as a consultant. And so then I just start that, conversation, and I go from there, and we just kind of keep going.
I love starting it with can I start a link for you? Because a lot of people aren't party people, right? So that was just an aha moment, even like, hey, did you ever want to have a party sometime? Like I've softened my wording from cooking classes because in person I would always say cooking class, but online it's like, oh, it's just a party. But even that, like some people would just do a cooking class link because they don't know, like even if you say like a book party or like an ordering party, like that's like a whole thing,
Yeah. And I find too, like it's easy to just say that and then they just pass the link around to their friends and family. And I pretty much go, I'd say once someone books a party, I 75% turn it into a Facebook party, and 25% do just the link where I send them that link tree.
Love it.
I would rather them have the Facebook party because then I have more input, but at least with the link tree, they're getting something more than just that catalog link. Mm-hmm.
I do have a question. If you're booking like that, say the Friday and then booking for the Monday, do you ever set a specific limit of how many classes you do in a week?
I should. I would say, but because I use software, I kind of just like get everything scheduled and set up. But I would say, to be honest, like 3 or 4 should be my max, just to do the effective host coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the part that takes the most time that we don't leave enough time for.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I've had really great success with recently is, so I always do 3-day parties. So no matter what day they start on, they're 3 days long.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the last day, I post a little graphic that has like a which number are you in terms of are you ready to order or are you ready to book a party or join my team? And it's in that little graphic. And then I say, oh, and I was speaking with Charlotte and we decided to extend her party until usually the next Tuesday. So I've been extending all my parties 5 days. And it's actually worked out really, really well, because I've usually gotten a lot of orders up till that point. And then the next day I do a last call and I extend it. And then it gives me and the host time to follow up with each person. And I've gone from like $200 or $300 parties to $800 parties by doing that, because I've found that a lot of people are either not seeing the posts or they're not engaged in the party. And then by extending it, it's giving me the chance for me and the host to do all the follow-up. And so many more orders come in. It's been really, really good. But I do that, like I trick it and do it like once people think the party's over. And then I'm like, oh, by the way, we've decided to extend it. So she's already got what she would think would be her max number of orders. And then we just keep it open and keep it going. And it's been going really, really well.
Yeah, just to be clear, guys, don't do that until after you did last call and you messaged everyone, tagged everyone, because otherwise they'll drag it out till the last minute. This is just a good way to catch all the extra people who wouldn't have hit that last call. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it gives me time too, when I feel like I'm not, I need those extra days to follow up.
All right. Well, thank you so much. If anybody else has any questions, send them my way and I'll fire those off to Natalee, and maybe on a Monday or a Tuesday when she's working. So thank you for coming on your precious weekend days. We know how that is.
I work the rest of the week too. I should have said that. Monday and Tuesdays are my full days and then it just goes down. By Friday, I do a half day.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, I'll stick on for an extra 10 minutes. If anyone needs anything or wants to debrief anything that you heard tonight, I'll be here for 10 more minutes. Natalee, thank you so much. All the kudos to you for taking time to share all your brilliance. And yeah, we'll be in touch, I'm sure.
Thank you so much. So good to see you all.
Bye.
Wishing you so much success in your businesses and this next year and season. I can't wait. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see where you all are.
I can't wait to hear those annual goals and those seasonal goals.
So fun. Bye.
Bye.